A couple of months ago, I started taking my Sabbath day more serious. More serious? Very seriously? I don't really know. As serious as you can get with 5 kids. And it completely changed my life. I started taking that day to be what it was, a gift that God gave us. And I hope this video inspires you guys to take more rest days that are focused on God as well. If you clicked on this video and you automatically feel like I will never be able to slow down enough to keep the Sabbath, I would like you to double tap that like button and hit subscribe because we are officially besties. You guys, I am a hustle girl. This is not easy for me, and I want to pre-warn you guys that having a rest day is sometimes mentally really challenging, and having that Sabbath day that we are supposed to slow down and do less is a challenge, but it doesn't have to be as long as you are looking at it from the right mindset. And that's what we're going to tackle today. So this morning I woke up, it's the Sabbath, I've got my coffee, and I decided right outside I go with my Bible. You guys, putting God first on this day, I know that our time gets really away from us during the week. Make it part of your routine every day, but especially today. Took my time, kids were still sleeping, it was freezing outside, but I enjoyed this morning cup of coffee with the Word, getting back to the Old Testament and what God actually wants for us with this idea of having a Sabbath. I started my Sabbath with a little planning, and that is so that I can be successful for the day after. So my Sabbath is a Saturday. It is the last day of the week for what is in the Bible, according to what I currently know. I spent this time to pray over my family, pray over the food that I was going to feed them, pray for wisdom because who knows how you're going to get all these kids fed. And I actually ordered the groceries, which did feel relaxing and restful to me and honoring to my body and to God. A relaxed look for a relaxing day. We're going to see family to relax before sundown when we get things started. Relaxation comes first. Shabbat Shalom. So no matter what comes our way, my intentions are to be with God and with my family, and that is all I can really control. There are definitely times where we don't do it perfectly, and I'm not here to fight about what we should or shouldn't do on the Sabbath. I'm just here to inspire you to have a different heart posture and really pray about what God wants you to do that day. So we visited my parents that day. We played pickleball. It was sunny. This is my parents' amazing sunroom. We visited, and I just felt like it was such a restful day. I was blessed because my mom cooked us dinner, and I really do feel like spending that time with family, doing less hustle around the house, less hustle from activity to activity, and more intentional time is really where it's at. Can we not get excited about summer when we see this pool and the way that they have their home set up? I just cannot wait to spend weeks out here in the summer with my family. Lots of Shabbats will be spent there. So I had a little visit with my mom. The kids had fun. We were dancing. We were playing with the dog. This was how I spent my Sabbath. It was not crazy. It was relaxing. And when the sun went down, this is where I started to hustle again. I let myself do this at 7:30 p.m. because I know that if I do not, I will have a harder day the next. So I actually planned for my groceries to be picked up after sunset. So if you guys don't know that the Sabbath is until sundown. So I did plan this accordingly and got the groceries picked up and unloaded, but I wasn't really done with my heart posture of rest. And honestly, I do feel like having the Sabbath allows you to bring that heart posture into the week. We had such a fun time relaxing, and now the sun has gone down and I'm ready to get back to work after a really nice slow rest day. Just waiting for my $430 grocery order to come. And then we get to unload that. And I'm not going to lie, you guys, I'm ready for a sauna and like really cozy jammies. So my Sabbath day went from Friday when the sun went down to Saturday when the sun went down. And now the sun, as you can see, has gone behind the mountain. I'm home with my groceries and I'm quickly going to unload them. I'm going to take this time while I'm unloading the groceries and getting myself ready for the week to share with you guys how beneficial this truly is to take the Sabbath, okay? So you might not be able to do it perfectly. We live in a world that is constantly hustling. But what I encourage you to do is try to set that day aside as often as you can. It is in the Bible, in the commandments for a reason. And I would like to take this time to remind you that God's commandments were not
bad for us. They were not laws that we cannot break. They are actually his beautiful instructions. And when I started looking at them that way, it really did change how I approached quite a few things in my life. The Sabbath is one of those things that it's kind of a mystery. I mean, we know we have rest. We don't really know exactly how to do it perfectly. There are a lot of different religious ideas about that, but what's biblical in the Bible is not as extensive as I would hoped on how I'm supposed to do my Sabbath in 2025. I am going to share with you guys what I got from the grocery store for $430 and do a little grocery haul here just to break up this video. But hopefully you do feel encouraged that because it's the Sabbath, you can still get things done. You just need to plan accordingly. You can plan to rest and you can plan to get things done in between all the other things. Just doesn't feel like enough for $400, but here we are. So we've got some stew beef. I'm going to make a beef and broccoli dish this week, and I have showed you guys that earlier when I was meal planning, but sesame oil, soy sauce, that's for that. I've got some sandwich meat for school lunches. I'm going to attempt to make flatbreads this week. I'm going to do my very best to keep the feast of unleavened bread, even though this is very challenging for 5 people. So we're going to do our best work. I've got butter that's going to be for our potatoes on the weekend. We're going to do mashed potatoes, whipping cream. We're going to make a homemade Alfredo sauce again. Big thing of Parmesan flakes. Those are delicious on everything, are they not? Tofu, it's a cheap way to get your protein. I grabbed a couple of these. These are my favorite honeys from a local shop. I'm really excited about this one, and I think the kids will love that too on toast. Just the regulars like milk. This is my favorite coffee. I think I'm going to have a hard time finding it soon though because of whatever's going on with the states and the taxes and whatnot. Marinara sauce for one of the meals. Puree, Caesar dressing, trying a new one. Not really sure how it's going to go. Broccoli for that beef and broccoli dish. Spinach. Okay, produce. We're moving on. We've got some grapes and strawberries every week, every lunch. We've got green onions, cilantro. Apples are a staple around here. We love apples and peanut butter, even though we have a peanut allergy. This is going to go in some of those like Thai rice wraps. They're over here. I'm going to try to make that with, again, a peanut sauce, except for the one kid that can't have peanuts. She will have it without it. So that's ginger for that too. Cucumbers, we're going to slice those up. Some of them are going to be for those wraps. Some of them are going to be for lunches. Coleslaw, that's again, I think it was for a salad that I had some like sunflower seeds in and some noodles. I'm going to do like a noodle salad with like the ramen noodles over there. Okay. Potatoes. All right. Carbohydrate snacks. These are necessary and will be gone within like 2 seconds, but school lunches, this is how we do it. These are pretty cheap. They're like $1.50. I'll get 3 bags of those. These are also $1.50. My kids love those. Rice crackers, just plain. We can put peanut butter on them. We can put cottage cheese on them for a quick snack. We're obsessed with sparkling water up in here. I don't know about you guys, but we spend way too much money on it. Toilet paper, always with 5 kids. We just go through a lot. And okay, rice noodles, rice paper, ramen noodles. Excited to see how these all go together. It's going to be a week of fun. Also got orzo. We haven't had this in a long time, but it was like an orzo skillet. I'm trying to do a couple of like vegetarian meals this week. One of our kiddos does not really want to eat meat right now, so I'm finding that she's not really getting much enjoyment out of her meals. So that's going to be my attempt to do that. Of course, we go through way too many chocolate chips. Those were $15.99. I'm really going to try to make it through. My kids actually put chocolate chips inside their Harvest Crunch granola. Yep. Super bad parenting right there. Let's just add more sugar to our sugar. But you know what? That's fed. Fed is best. We're going with that motto. Bread, buns, tortillas. I was hoping that the kids would have these for lunch this week. I'm going to pop those in the freezer. Just going to make like wraps for them for school. This is a new thing that I've never bought before. Also can't read it because it's not English. Have you guys tried this? This is a paste. Apparently it's spicy. It's going to go into one of those Asian dishes that I am guessing that I'm going to make. So wish me luck. I think it goes in the broccoli one. It's like a spicy broccoli dish, but that doesn't feel like a lot, you guys. I'm not going to lie. It feels a little bit like I'm missing something, but I will check the garage just in case because sometimes we miss. Oh, it's because I bought some treats for the scavenger hunt that are hiding up there. So just a bunch of chocolate. That's a way to make your bill go up to $400 real fast. It's just buy a bunch of chocolate. Super. Hey, sweetheart, we are going to get ready for this sauna. It's going to take about 40 minutes to heat up. I'm going to end my Sabbath day in here just to get those sore muscles gone. I just did a walk today for fitness, so it's kind of a full rest day, and that's gonna be great. Oops, I ripped my receipt in half, but the total bill was $4.24, and that did not include the honey or the coffee because I got that at a specialty place, so yay. Because it has taken me 36 years to get to the point in my life where I'm taking a Sabbath for the most part, I did want to point in here that I do not force my family, my husband, my kids to take a Sabbath. I'm choosing to model this behavior right now because I do feel like in our world we have this idea that the law of Moses and the law of the Old Testament is something that is hard to keep, that is restrictive, and I don't want my kids to feel like that. I really want them to see me modeling this behavior because the Lord knows that we need rest and the Lord knows what is good for us. And so I have yet to force them to. They know that it's the Sabbath. We say Shabbat Shalom for peace on the Sabbath. And you know what? They definitely partake in Shabbat Shalom. We have lots of family and fun time, but if they want to, be active or clean their room, I don't stop them from doing that at this point. So it does feel really good after a full resting day, whether you're napping, hanging out with family, reading your Bible, to get some of your things accomplished in the evening. So what I would recommend is really working hard on Friday to do as much as you can to prepare for Saturday. Of course, if you have little kids, you're still going to need to feed your kids and your family. So if you can do that ahead of time, it's a wonderful thing. We had a bit of an orzo catastrophe happen here, and I tried not to be too angry about it, but as you can see, not everything can get done on the Sabbath. And so I would say it is okay for you to put those things aside and wait till the next day. Bring your heart posture of rest into the week. I know that the Lord wanted us to slow down for the Sabbath because he wanted to show us that this is the rhythm that we need to live by. I know it's a hustle culture. I know we always have more to do. I know that feeling. 5 kids, it's always something. But my plan is to continue to work on my relationship with God and what he's asking for me to do on the Sabbath. Unfortunately, that means evening laundry and cooking a little bit later in the evening than I would like to prepare for the next day. But it is worth it, you guys. It is worth resetting your heart and your mind and your spirit and just taking that time. My kids often do their own laundry these days, but I am still kind of helping out here and there, especially with the little ones. But at last, the children were in bed and I got to spend my time with some worship music, with some quiet, some peace, some prayer time in my sauna, just ending my Sabbath day strong. Yes, I did work when the sun went down, but my heart was still ready to rest. And I feel like the more we rest, the more we crave that quiet space, that quiet time to be with the Lord. Do not be afraid to lean into that. He knows the rhythms of life that we currently have are way too much. So as mothers, we need to model this to our children so that we can slow down and model this for the kids so that they know how to live a life that is not as stressful as the one that we currently have. This is the best way to end the day, you guys. If you guys love this video, please just give it a thumbs up and share. I've been feeling a little discouraged with the algorithm lately, but you know how it is.
Don't forget to hit subscribe to never miss another video. Weekly grocery hauls, workouts, high protein recipes, so much more to come, you guys. Thanks so much for being here. We'll see you next time. Bye.